She should never have asked. The moment the words left her mouth, she wanted them back. "Would you paint me?" The room went still. Not silent, still. The kind of stillness that makes you suddenly aware of your own breathing. Christ did not answer immediately. He was standing beside the canvas, one hand resting lightly on the edge of it, the other holding a brush that had not yet touched paint. And she wished for one terrible second that he would pretend not to have heard her, because now the question was hanging there, between them, alive. She looked down at her hands. They were shaking. Of course they were. What had she done? It was one thing to want comfort. It was one thing to want to be told you are loved. It was another thing entirely to ask Christ to show you what he actually sees. Because what if he saw what she saw? What if he saw the smallness in her, the shame she kept hidden under politeness, the parts of her that always felt behind, less, not quite enough? What if the canvas told the truth? And what if the truth was unbearable? Christ turned to her then. No disappointment, no shock. Just that gaze, that steady, unhurried gaze that made it impossible to hide, and somehow made hiding unnecessary. "Are you sure?" he asked. Her throat tightened. She almost said no, almost laughed it off, almost told him she had changed her mind. But something in her was tired of mirrors that only returned accusation, tired of looking at herself through old wounds, tired of guessing who she was. So she whispered, "I don't know." And then, after a pause, "But I think I need to know." For a moment he said nothing. Then he nodded toward the chair in front of the canvas. "Sit." She obeyed slowly, like someone walking toward surgery awake. The room was warm, but not ordinary warm. It felt like light had a temperature. Gold pooled across the wooden floor. The air itself seemed touched with radiance, as though morning had entered the room and decided to stay. He picked up the brush. She almost told him to stop. "Not yet. Please, give me another minute." But he had already begun. The first strokes were impossible to understand. Not the shape of a face, not the outline of a body, just movement. Color gliding over the canvas with a confidence that unsettled her. She leaned forward, tried to make sense of it. Nothing. Only layers. Only mystery. Only the quiet terror of waiting. What is he seeing? The question beat in her chest harder with every stroke. Then a dark line curved across the canvas. Her stomach dropped. There it was. She knew it. Of course he saw it. The sorrow, the fracture, the places where life had pressed too hard. Her eyes filled instantly. She almost looked away, but he kept painting. And then something changed. Light entered the shadow, not by removing it, by piercing it. Gold did not erase the dark. It moved through it, like dawn entering a room where grief had slept too long. Her breathing faltered, because suddenly the painting was not accusing her. It was telling the truth more gently than she ever had. Yes, there had been sorrow. Yes, there had been fear. Yes, Parts of her had gone quiet just to survive. But that was not all he saw. He kept painting, and now the canvas began to gather her in pieces she recognized but had never known how to honor. There was the tenderness she thought the world had crushed out of her. There was the hunger in her to remain good even after being hurt. There was the part of her that had not become bitter, though it had every reason to. There was the exhausted courage of someone who had kept going long after she had run out of words for the journey. He painted all of it, not dramatically, not sentimentally, truthfully. And that was somehow more devastating, because she realized, with a kind of holy embarrassment, that she had spent years looking at herself through the eyes of injury, through comparison, through regret, through the voice that always asked why she could not be more, better, brighter, freer. But Christ was not painting from injury. He was painting from knowledge, from original design, from love untouched by disappointment. Her tears were falling now, but she didn't wipe them. She couldn't. The woman on the canvas was beginning to emerge, and she was not polished, not flawless, not painted into some impossible perfection. She was alive. That was the first thing. Alive in a way that felt almost unbearable to witness. Her face carried depth. Her eyes held weather and warmth. There were signs that she had suffered, but none of them had made her ugly. If anything, they had made her luminous. That was the part that undid her. Luminous. As if somewhere beneath all the fear and all the bruising of years, something sacred had remained untouched. And Christ had seen it immediately.
He stepped back at last. The room felt enormous now, or maybe she felt small in the presence of what was about to happen. He turned the canvas toward her, and she forgot to breathe. No, this could not be her. This was not the woman she had brought into the room. This was not the woman who second-guessed every room she entered. Not the woman who knew how to shrink. Not the woman who expected to be tolerated more than cherished. This woman was steady, open, deep, marked by sorrow, yes, but not mastered by it. There was dignity in her. There was beauty in her that did not beg to be noticed. There was something almost royal in the way light rested on her. She stared so long, her vision blurred. Then finally, in a voice broken by awe and grief and disbelief, she whispered, "Is that really me?" Christ came and knelt beside her, not above her, beside her. And when she looked at him, there was not a trace of hesitation in his face. "Yes," he said. That single word shattered her, because he said it so simply, as if there had never been any question, as if he had never once confused her with the names pain had given her, as if he had always known this woman, as if this version of her had been the truth all along. She covered her mouth and wept, not delicate tears, not composed tears, the kind that come when something inside you finally stops defending itself. "I've never seen myself like this," she said. And Christ, with a tenderness that seemed older than time, answered, "I know." Then softer, "But I have." And there it was, the mercy of it. Not that he had made up something lovely to comfort her, not that he had flattered her into healing, but that beneath all the distortion, beneath all the lies she had believed, beneath all the versions of herself shaped by fear, this had been there the whole time. Seen, held, remembered by him. Scripture Anchor 1. In the Song of Solomon, the beloved woman is standing before the one who loves her, and instead of pointing out what is lacking, instead of correcting her, instead of measuring her the way the world measures people, he looks at her and says something astonishing. Song of Solomon 4:7. You are altogether beautiful, my love. There is no flaw in you. Not almost beautiful, not beautiful once you fix a few things, altogether beautiful. Scripture Anchor 2. And in that same love story in Song of Solomon, the beloved says something even more personal. He says that even the smallest glimpse of the one he loves moves his heart. Song of Solomon 4:9. You have stolen my heart, my sister, my bride. You have stolen my heart with one glance of your eyes. Not perfection, just one glance. Scripture Anchor 3. And then he invites her closer, not away, not hidden, not corrected, but welcomed. Song of Solomon 2:14. Let me see your face, let me hear your voice, for your voice is sweet and your face is lovely. Maybe that is what the woman in the painting discovered, that when Christ looks at us, he is not searching for flaws, he is seeing something we have forgotten how to see.